Right then. Uh, Another break-even trade today. Yeah, pretty well managed again, but it's got it wrong, and it's fine. We're going to go through it. What we did wrong. Well, not what we did wrong, but what happened. The idea behind the trade. So, pretty much, as we know, on the Nasdaq, we crossed all-time highs. On the daily chart, I was looking for 1, 2, 3, and then here I was looking for the push up above previous daily high, and then to fill this imbalance here, or at least sweep yesterday's low. And yep, didn't get that unfortunately. So my target was yesterday's PM low with this 1 hour imbalance here being the driver. So I was thinking, we get pushed down, maybe trade up a bit, and then come down into here, and I've marked that out here. Unfortunately, what happened was price retraced into this breaker block on the hourly and then moved up from there. So it is what it is. I did take partials at one point, so we'll get into the actual setup. So where's 8:30? So we got 8:30, we got the move down. This created a inverse fair value gap here, broke structure, respected the inverse. You can see this wick here stays below it, and then get a nice move down, and then so in line with the setup, we're above previous daily high, break down below it. Now I suppose the mistake here is that a fair value gap? I need to go study, because clearly it's a 3 candle formation, but whether this candle here validates that fair value gap, have to see how we go. So we created that, and then I went long on the retracement here, and as you can see, we pushed down a bit and then came back. I was still holding at this point, 9:45. Then we got this nice push down. And as it was coming down, I closed. So I had 3 lots on the trade. I closed one of them and left 2 running. And my initial stop loss was up here. And then after I closed that first partial, I secured like £15 profit, £15.40 or something like that. So I just moved the stop to where it was less than what I'd taken profit on, just so it's essentially a break even. So we'll just move that back to where it was actually. Whoops. Yeah, so it's essentially just below the wick of that candle there on the 1 minute or 5 minute even. And yeah, I was anticipating that we just continue down to the previous daily low, get a nice push, but obviously, as you can see, we didn't quite get that. Price did move down on a nice wick. I could have, if I closed it full position, I could have profited about £60, but I want to see this play out because it was a nice risk to reward, and especially with the reduced stop as well, as you can see, it would have been 12.6 to 1, whereas before I think it was like a 2.6 or something. Yeah, 2.75 around there. So it just made it risk-free at that point. Covered my entry, and yeah, unfortunately, price bounced off this breaker block here in the hourly, and then on the 3 minute we get fair value gap formed here. On the 5 minute we get fair value gap formed here. That's the wrong tool. This is the one we want. So we get that. I'm not going to change it. I'll delete this in a sec. Retrace into that. Push up. Take these highs. So I think what I was eyeing at after this happened was, what we just seen. Well, we've got this range here, this new range, and then fair value gap. You can take the entry in the fair value gap retracement, target 0.5 standard deviations of that range, or 1 standard deviation, but we haven't quite reached that. I wouldn't be surprised if it comes up to that in in the PM session. That's the one I'm looking for. And then, yeah, the reason I would use that is because of the fact we're all-time highs. We've got no basis of how much higher it needs to go. So if you want it to be even a bit more accurate, you could probably bring it down to the bodies of the candles. Do you know what I mean? And then suddenly you've got 1.5 standard deviations almost tapped pretty much there, but one standard deviation would have been pretty clean. On the 1 minute, you could look at this. There's a lot going on here. Stay with me now. Let's move this out of the way. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm confusing myself, to be fair. There's too much stuff going on. But yeah, pretty much one of those. Not mad about this one. I think that is something that I'm getting better at. Is if I'm wrong, then I'm not mad about it. I'm happy just to take the trade, and if it plays out, then it plays out. And if I've managed my risk accordingly, and I get it wrong, then, you know, it is what it is. There's another setup on the horizon. But yeah, I basically lost like 70p on broker spread today compared to, you know, an original £113 stop loss. So just nothing to be upset about at all. And yeah, it's just another break-even day. So we will probably, I'll see what's going on tomorrow, but I'll probably leave Friday as I normally do. So yeah, if anything, green week, it's only like £30 profit, but nonetheless green week. So that's going to do it for me today, and I will catch you tomorrow.